Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
John, you're good.
Amen.
Don't y'all think he does a good job of that piano and that music?
Praise the Lord.
Can't leave Philip out. Choir, y'all are special.
Okay.
Good.
诗情的诗班都是这么样的美好完成我们的任务。
Aren't you glad you got this book?
你是不是很高兴你手上有这本圣经？
The Word of God. This is God's Word to you, to me, to each one of us.
这是神的话，对你、对我、对我们每个人所要讲的话。
You know, we just went through the Lord's Supper, and what a celebration. Can I use the word celebration? The Lord's Supper is.
我们是不是能够用说庆祝，我们主为我们的罪为我们设立这个美好的一个圣餐。
If you were to carefully read through Paul's letter to the churches at Corinth,
你假如仔细的来念哥林多保罗所写给哥林多教会的这个书信，
you would decide right then that's a church that I do not want to go to.
你或许会想说，哥林多教会实在是我不想要所处的那个教会。
He's presenting to them the truths of God's Word, but it's in a way that you see that there's a lot of fighting going on in that church. They don't like each other.
你假如看这本书信的时候，你会感到这个哥林多教会里头有许多的问题，他们有许多的纷争，教会会友们他们之间有摩擦，有纷争。
Look down at verse 28 of the same passage we're reading in.
我们接着来看28节。
And some of what we see may be surprising to us.
你假如往下念的时候，你或许会感到一个很惊讶的事。
Now, I understand in this church at Corinth there were some, can I say some evil people?
这个哥林多教会，在这个教会里头，有些犯罪的人、魔鬼的徒众们也在里头。
We're still in the 11th chapter of 1 Corinthians. Look at verse 28.
我们仍然接着来看《哥林多前书》11章，我们要看第28节。
He says something interesting to the people in that church that day.
他指出这些事应该对当时的教会的人是一个警惕。
In view of what he's just said in terms of the communion, the Lord's Supper,
就刚刚我们所讲的是，保罗对于教会的会众们所说，你们所圣餐的时候应该遵守这样的原则，而且把所圣餐的意义都讲得很清楚。
listen to the first phrase of that verse. It says, "But a man must examine himself."
那我们看第28节第一句话就这么很帮头帮合的告诉你说，人应当自己审查。
But a person must do what?
人一定要这样做。
You know, when God uses the word must, it must be pretty important, don't you think?
当神的话说你应当这样做的时候，
Must examine himself.
他说你要自己审查。
You know, I'd rather examine each one of you than examine myself. It's easier to do that.
好像我们要看别人的过错，审查别人的过错，比自己要来反省自己的话，要来得容易得多了。
But God is telling us, each one of us, to look in a, can I say, a spiritual mirror.
但是神在这里告诉我们说，你应该用属灵的镜子先照照你自己。
what does God see in you? What does God see in me?
你应该知道，想到说，神看到的是怎样的一个你。
Isn't it so easy to give other people the impression of what we are, when maybe, just maybe, we're really not what we think we are?
我们在人的面前可以装模作样，我们可以造假，但是在神的面前却会原形毕露。
Now, it's interesting, we want a standard to measure by. You know, we take a ruler to see how long something is, but he's telling us here to look at us, and he's going to tell us some things about what he sees, what we will see.
我们度量衡，我们都有一定的标准，多长是1尺，多重是1磅，我们都有一个度量衡，有一定的规格。但是我们在这里，神要我们看看你是不是符合这神的标准。
And to do that, just turn over a page or two to chapter 13, 1 Corinthians 13.
我们跳出来看，在哥林多前书第13章。
You know, when I say 1 Corinthians 13, I'm sure that most of you recognize that's that great chapter on love.
我相信大家对这一段经节非常的熟悉。一讲到哥林多前书第13章的话，有一个字马上跑出来，就是爱。
And isn't it amazing? I just mentioned to you a moment ago, the church at Corinth is made up of so many evil people, and here we have a chapter on love.
我刚刚提到说，哥林多教会里面充满着纷争，充满着仇恨，但是在这里第13章，保罗却告诉他们说，爱。
And you look at verses 4 through 7 in chapter 13, 4 through 7.
你假如从13章的第4节到第7节的话，你会看到这个爱是什么。
And as these people, as we look into this mirror, pick up this ruler, we're going to see some things that our lives are supposed to be.
让我们用这样的这一段经节当做我们的尺度，来照自己反省，来像一面镜子来照你自己。那你可以用这些当成尺度来看看你是不是符合神的标准。
One of the greatest characteristics of a Christian is that he is a person who loves.
基督徒的一个特性，就是他懂得怎么去爱。
In fact, Jesus speaks of the first and great commandment has to do with loving God.
耶稣基督在当时教导门徒们，给他们的诫命，第一个诫命，他讲的就是对神的爱。
Okay, now let's begin to go through some of these characteristics. Look at verse 4 of chapter 13.
我们看一下第4节。
Love is patient.
爱是恒久忍耐。
Are you patient?
我问自己，我是不是也有忍耐John 随口说没有啊。
John, you're looking at my mirror.
I think John is talking about himself.
Doesn't it hit us though in terms of love is patient?
他是在讲说，爱是一个很久的忍耐。
You know, I was coming down JTB a few weeks ago.
JTB
The big expression.
啊？
巴拉布开车了。
是一个礼拜以前的。
And some gentlemen.
有这样的一个先生。
Woody, you're a policeman, be careful. He did not like the way I was driving.
有一个先生，对我的开车的技术并不很满意。
And you know, I drive just perfectly. I mean, no.
我知道我开车是非常的标准，
So he passed me. Good.
他就超到前面去了。
Well, I thought it was good, but I got to put a little bud in there too. But
但是他超前的时候有一个动作，
he got right in front of me, and guess what he did?
Fingers.
That would have been easy to do. Woody, I wish you'd been. He jammed on brakes.
哦，
yeah.
Wow.
这个先生呢，超过牧师的车以后，马上踩刹车。
Okay, love is patient.
爱是一个很久的忍耐，
I failed the test.
我就失败了。
But let a man examine himself. Love is patient.
让人自己审查自己，爱是一个很久忍耐。
You know, and if we have time, in a few moments, we're going to go to a passage that's where God tells us to be loving. Loving. That I'm supposed to be loving in all things. And that includes being patient.
在这里，神教导我们要爱，
Well,
爱就是要很久的忍耐，
but let a man examine himself. Okay.
让人自己审查自己。
Love is kind.
爱是恩慈，
Love is kind.
爱是对人的友善，有恩慈。
You know, many years ago I'd call it a car, but I sold it.
以前我有一个旧车，我卖了，
To a close friend.
卖给我的亲近的朋友，
For $50.
我卖了他50块钱，
He hasn't paid me yet.
到今天当中还没有付这个车钱。
Now, I could just, love is kind to everybody except anybody who doesn't pay my bills. That's not what it says.
爱有恩慈，友善，
Love, I'm sorry, go ahead.
爱是对所有的人，只是对那个没有付我欠债的人，就没有恩慈了。
Love is patient. Love is unconditionally kind.
他这里就讲说，爱是又有恩慈，就是没有但书，没有条件的对人的友善。
Is not jealous.
然后他说，爱是不嫉妒，
Does not brag.
也爱是不自夸。
When I was used to teach school, often I would find children bragging about one thing or another.
当我在学校教书的时候，这些孩子们他们常常都会在那里自己自夸比别人更好。
I would really get their attention because I'd sing about my dog is uglier than your dog.
那我就在那里唱歌说，我的狗比你的狗更丑。
Love is not arrogant.
爱是不脏话，
It does not act unbecomingly. It does not seek its own. Is not provoked.
这些告诉我们许多爱的原则：爱是不嫉妒，爱是不自夸，爱是不张狂。
Does not take into account a wrong suffered. Does not rejoice in unrighteousness.
不是对守圣餐不照规矩来守圣餐，
But rejoices with the truth. Bears bears all things, puts up with all things.
然后到这里说不做害羞的事，还是不求自己的益处，不轻易暴露，不计算人的恶，不喜欢不义，只喜欢真理。这就是爱的一个真谛。
Puts up with all things. You know, there's some things I'm just not going to put up with.
这里告诉我们，你要做这许多事情，对我来讲，有时候实在是真难做得到这些。
This is the kind of examination God is telling us to do of each of ourselves. Am I really loving?
在这里，神将这段经节，让我们成为我们的属灵的镜子，照照自己，你是不是遵守这些神所吩咐你做的？
And that last phrase, endures all things, endures all things.
凡事包容，
So strong, so strong.
这是非常的难得。
Why do you think this is?
你为什么神要我们做这些呢？
Turn back in your Bible to the last of the Gospels, John, the 14th chapter. And what a great chapter that is. John, the 14th chapter.
就约翰福音，约翰福音14章。
14th chapter and the 15th verse.
第15节，
John 14, verse 15.
约翰福音14章15节。
I think this is really why God teaches us in this passage to examine ourselves.
这个就可以当成是我们刚刚讲的神的吩咐的一个总结。
Think of this a minute.
你想想看，
John 14, verse 15.
在约翰福音14章第15节这样说，
Starts with the little old word if.
开始的时候就用一个假设的语气，若
God says, Jesus says right here, if you love me, you will keep my commandments.
他这里讲说，你们若爱我，就必遵守我的命令。
If you love me, Jesus says, you will keep my commandments. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
假如你爱我，你就要遵守我的命令。这是主耶稣所讲的。
Now, let me ask you something. If you remember, the last time I spoke up here, I gave you an assignment.
你记得上一次我讲到以后，告诉你我给了你们一个家庭作业有没有人记得？
Did you do it?
你有没有做了？
I'm glad you did, because that was important. It was to read certain passages in the Bible, and that was Matthew 5, 6, and 7. Now, do you remember what I told you that?
你记得我当时给你们的功课，就是在马太福音第5章第7章。
You need to read those chapters sometime. No, not it's okay, not
Oh.
because this is where Jesus teaches us what it
可能
means
是跟这个东西，
to do the things that he says.
就是在马太福音第5章跟到第7章。
One of those passages in those 3 chapters said that you heard or read in the Old Testament not to commit murder.
在这里，他讲说，有一节讲到说，在旧约叫你说不要杀人。
And Jesus said, but I say unto you, if you hate your brother, you're guilty of murder.
在那里主教导他们说，你恨你的弟兄，就是犯了谋杀罪。
He says, if you love me, you will keep my commandments.
你如果爱我的话，你就要遵守我的命令。
little later we read in the Bible,
我们看的圣经，
we must all stand before the judgment seat of Christ.
有一天我们每个人都要在主耶稣审判台前站立。
We must all stand before the judgment seat of Christ.
我们要在主的面前接受他的审判。
And he tells me that I'm going to give an account.
在这里告诉我们，他会这样的来计算。
For every word or everything I did or did not do that he wanted me to do, that my life to do.
他会让我们看到我吩咐你的话，你到底做了多少？
That's pretty important, ladies and gentlemen.
这是一个相当重要的一个课程。
And may I insert something else right here?
那我再插进这样的一段话。
Jesus is serious about sin.
主对罪有一个非常严肃的一面。
In fact, so serious that he gives us a declaration in the next to the last chapter of the Bible.
他是这样的严肃的一个课程，所以他就在圣经的最后一句话。
God does not take sin lightly.
主对罪非常的
21st chapter of Revelation.
20 verse。
Yeah, Revelation 21, I'm going to read one verse to you, the 8th verse of the 21st chapter of Revelation.
我们要看的是在最后一本书启示录，他讲的不是最后一章，是21章。
This is God's declaration to us. Let me read it to you. Revelation 21:8. But for the cowardly and unbelieving and abominable and murderers. If I hate somebody, Jesus says it's murder. And immoral persons, and sorcerers, idolaters, and all what? All liars. Have you ever told a lie? Answer it very loudly to yourself.
唯有胆怯的、不信的、可憎的、杀人的、淫乱的、行邪术的、拜偶像的和一切说谎话的人。你在这里他强调说杀人的，那杀人照耶稣基督给他们的新的标准，你恨了你的弟兄，就是犯了杀人的罪。然后他最后一句话说：“和一切说谎的，你是不是说过谎呢？”
Their part will be in the lake that burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
他们的份就在烧作硫磺的火炉里，这是第二次的死。
Do you believe in heaven?
你相信有天堂吗？
Jesus told us in John 14, I go to prepare a place for you. You put your name there. I go to prepare a place for you.
耶稣基督对当时的门徒们说：“我去是为你们预备地方，
Now,
我去是为你们预备地方，在天上的地方。”
he's been working on that place for 2,000 years.
他已经在那里已经为信徒们预备了2000年之久了。
But those people who never give their lives to Jesus Christ will have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone.
但是你假如不接受他的救恩的话，就像这里所讲的， 你要被丢在烧作硫磺的火炉里，这是第二次的死。
If we had more time, I would take you to Romans, the 8th chapter, beginning with the 31st verse. And what a picture of God's love for you and God's love for me. He loves us. He loves us. He loves us.